Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bremster, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called On the Inside Looking Out by FullDeck and Missing a Few Cards. Realistically, the only thing I need to mention right now is on this particular puzzle, I will not be using the conflict checker and the pencil mark checker because this one has been detailed to me as being on the easier side, and the general feedback so far has been that for easier puzzles, the preference is that I don't use the conflict checker, and for harder puzzles, that's where I should be turning it on. So trying to respond to the feedback, we'll see how that one goes. So how does this puzzle work? Normal Sudoku rules apply. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. And we have killer cages. So in these killer cages, the digits that will be placed in these cages will end up summing to the number in the top left corner of the cage. That's the rule. That's what we have to make happen. Digits cannot repeat within cages. So if we were to pick this 19, for example, I could not go 5, 5, and 9. That would be a problem, and that would be breaking the rules of killer Sudoku, even though it doesn't break the rules of normal Sudoku. I am going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So there are some gimme cages in here. So the minimum digits I could use are 1, 2, and 3. If I add those together, I get 6. A 7 cage can only be 1, 2, 4, because if I was to increase the 1, I would end up with 2, 3, 4, and that is 9, because I couldn't repeat the digit. Similarly, if I increase the 2, I would end up with 1, 3, 4, and that would get me to 8, not 7. This 7 is also 1, 2, 4. So 14 now, if I use the next minimum digits, 3, 5, and 6. 5 and 6, yep, this is 3, 5, 6. So these are 7, 8, 9. Okay. So this can't be 7, 8, or 9. So this has a maximum of 6. Well, the 1, 2, 4 here is actually telling me this is the 3, because I can't use 1 or 2 in that cell. So this is the 3, and this is a 1, 2 looking down. This is a 1, 2, 4 triple, so the 4 must be in here, and there's no 4 here. So out of where does the 4 appear in? Those 3 cells must contain 1, 2, and 4, and I cannot put the 4 there. So the 4 must be there, and that means that in this cage, the 4 is in here, so it's not there. And this is a 1, 2 pair. That's kind of cool. It means the minimum in here is 3 and 4, because I can't use 1 and 2. And if this was 3 and 4, that would be 7. And this would have to be 2. And if I can't increase, I must put a 3 in here. Because if I don't put a 3 in here, if this is 4, 5, this is already 9, and this is broken. So this is from 3, 4, 5. If this is 3, 4, this is 2. And if this is 3, 5, this is 1. That's very cool. I like that. This is a 1, 2 pair. Now, there must be a 1 in this 18 cage. I wonder if it's the sum of these. Yes, it is. If I add 8 to 13, I get 21, which means these contain all of the digits 1 to 6. Now, the important thing about that is these are 7, 8, 9. Now, there's a couple of different ways I could have seen that. The way I saw it was adding 8 to 13 and realizing that sum to 21. Now, if I add all of the digits 1 through 6, the minimum digits, that gets me to the 21 I need. So I have to use those digits, and 7, 8, 9 is left. The other way of doing it is an entire box of a Sudoku sums to 45. If I take 8 and 13 out of 45, I get 24. And the only way to make 24 is with the 3 highest digits, 7, 8, and 9. Can I do that trick anywhere else? I'm not sure. Like 10 and 17 is 27. 45 minus 27 is 18, not as useful. 9 and 19 is 28, not as useful. 27, not as useful. So it was useful down here. But I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing. I just don't know what I'm doing in general. Now, this still has a maximum of 6, which means these have a minimum of 15. This is a 13 without a 1. So, how do I make that 8 up? Basically, the 13 contains the digits that aren't in the 1 cage. Now, the 8 cage. The 8 can be 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 4. If it's 1, 3, 4, this is 3, this is 1, 4, and this is 2. If it's 1, 2, 5, I'm not seeing a restriction. "23", however, is completely forced because I'm 1 off the maximum. This is 6, 8, 9. It's the only way to make 23, which means the 8 and the 9 is here. This is the 7. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. This is an 8, 9 pair. Hang on, I can't use 7, 8, or 9 in that cell of the 19 cage. Actually, this is a minimum of 4, 5. No, it can't be 4, 5 because I must have, this is important. I can't use 1, 2 in here. I can't use 3 in here. And I can't use 4 and 5 in here. Because if I used 4 and 5 in here, both of those would be 3. So, but I can't, if I don't use a 4 in there, this becomes 5, 6, 1. That could work. But there must be a 4 or a 5 in here. If this is 4, 6, this is 1. If this is 5, sorry, if this is 4, 6, this is 2. If this is 5, 6. But there must be a 6 in here, mustn't there? If there's no 6 in here, I end up with 4. Oh, I could do 4, 7. No, I could do 4, 7. But if this is a 4, I think this is a 1 or a 2 is what it's telling me. Because if I can't use 3, and if this is 4, these have to sum to 8 without using 1, 2, or 3. And I can't do that. So this is a 1 or a 2. No, not 2 or 3. This is a 1 or a 2. And now I've got a 1, 2 in there. There is pressure on this. But I could use 9, 1, 2 in this cage. No, I can't. And I can't. Can I put a 7 in here? I'm wondering if this is a 7, 8, 9 triple, and that's what I'm supposed to be finding. And that would give me a 7, 8, 9 triple in this column. Like, didn't I determine I have to put a 6 in here? Sorry, I'm definitely not thinking clearly. If I don't put a 6... If I don't put a 6 in here, because I can't use 1, 2, 3, I could do 6, 4, 2. If I do, I could do 7, 4, 1. So that is not true. And then this could be 3... No, because then this would have to be 3, 5, 1. So there has to be a 6 in here. If this is 7, 4, 1, this becomes 3, 5, and this also becomes 1. This can't have a 7 in it. There is a 6 in here, and there's no 6 in here. And these, and this is 4, 5, 6, and if it's 4, 6, this is 2, and if it's 5, 6, this is 1, and these are 7, 8, 9, and I now have a 7, 8, 9 triple in this column. Where does the 3 go in this column? This is straight. I'm not following this at all. I mean, it's cool. So this doesn't have a 6 in it. So it's not 1, 2, 6. So there can't be 1 and 2 in here. So there must be a 1 or a 2 in here, which completes the 1, 2, 4. So it means that has to be the 4. If this isn't the 4, where do I put the other 1, 2 in this column? It would go down here, and this would be 1, 2, 6, and that would break this. This is a 4. That completes that 1, 2 pair. So there is a 1 or a 2 in here. And this is either 1, 3, 5. So it's either 1, 3, 5 or 1. Actually, or 2, 3, 4. Actually, it must be 2, 3, 4. There must be a 4 in this. Hang on, did I make a mistake with that? No, because I was talking about where does the other... I can't put 1 and 2 down here. One of them must be in here, and that completed that. So this can't be 2. This must have a 4 in it. And because it must have a 4 in it, because I can't put the 4 in here, and I can't put it up here, this has got a 4 in it. The other two must sum to 5, and I can't use 1, 4. This is 2, 3, 4. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the 2, this is the 1, this is the 1, this is the 2, this is the 1. So these have to sum to 8, so they're 3, 5, which takes 5 out of those. This becomes the 2, which matches with the 4, 6. That is really weird, and I probably explained it badly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 and 6 in here. I probably explained that terribly. This one makes this 5 and this 1. 2 looks down, meaning that's not 2. And I've got 2 1s in this. I've completely messed this up. But that had to be the case. 2, 1, 2, 1. Did I just pencil mark that wrong? It makes this 2, which means this is 3, 4, which takes 4 out of there. I think I just did this wrong, and this becomes the 1. I think I just did that wrong. I just pencil marked that wrong. I got bogged down in what was going on and actually forgot to do the Sudoku correctly. This is still 5. This is still 1, and that looks correct. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, and 6 still. That looks more correct. There's no 1 in those, so that's the 1. This is not the 1. This is a 1. Now this has to sum to 7. So it's 2, 5. Well, it can't be 3, 4. So this is 2, 5. Which means this is the 4 and this is the 2. Two, 5. 2, 5 looks up, meaning this is the 6 and this is the 5. Now this 15 cage, and I've not used the killer calculator yet, and that's kind of deliberate, but that may have caused me pain. So this 15 cage, it must have a low, a mid, and a high digit in it. So it must have a 4 in it. And the nature of a 15 cage is it's either 4, 5, 6, or it's got a low digit, a middle digit, and a high digit. It can't have a 2 in it because I can't put 2 in any of those, and it can't have a 1 in it. So this is 3, 4, which is 7. So this is 3, 4, 8. And there's no 8 there. No 8 there. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. 2, 7, and 9. But there can't be 7 and 9 here. So this is the 2. And this is a 7, 9 pair. 2, 2, which lines up with the 2 being there. That just works. As in, it just works. Not as in, it just works. It just works. 1 must be in one of these 2. Now, if I put 1 there, these would have to sum to 18. That doesn't work. There's no 1 in a 19 cage. Where does 6 go in this row? It can't go in here, so it's in here. Man, I kind of want to pull out the calculator. This is 7, 8, or 9 by the column. I feel I would do a lot better if I was using my killer calculator. So, What is this? If this is 3, these have to sum to 18. I can't do it. This has been a 6 forever. So now these have to sum to 15. So this is either 6, 7, or 8, and I can't use a 6. So this is a 7, 8 pair. This is a 3, so these sum to 16. The other way to do 16 is 7 and 9. Which is not resolved, but it gives me a 7, 8, 9 triple. 7, 8, 9 triples everywhere. Now, what is this? Because I can't use 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, and 7 is 18. So this has to... So I can... hang on. 5, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4 are gone. 5, 6 is 11. Add 7. I'm at 18. So I can only increase one of them by 1. So this is 5, 6, 8. And there's no 8 there. This gives me a 7, 9 pair. This becomes the 8. There's no... Oops, I did wrong. There is no 8 there. This is a 6, 9 pair. 5, 6, 8. This is also 7, 9, which gives me a 7, 9 pair, which makes this the 6, this the 9. This is very cool. I don't think I'm understanding the puzzle properly, but it's very cool. There is no 1 in this 10 cage. So this is absolutely forced. If I don't use a 2 in the cage, 3, 4, and 5 is 12. So I must use a 2 in it. That's the 2. And now those have to sum to 8. They can't be 1, 7. They can't be 2, 6. So these are 3, 5. 2, 3, 5 is the 10 cage. So this is a 6, and there's no 6 in here. This is a 7, 9 pair. Oh, 3, 5 looks up making this 4 and this 3. So what is this? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is an 8. Taking 8 out of both of those and putting the 8 into there, which makes this a 7, which makes this a 9. All of these are now resolved. 6 and 7 is 13, so that has to be an 8 just by repeat. This has to be a 7 with just to not repeat. That looks up making this the 9, which makes this the 7, which looks across making this the 9 and this the 7. This 9 looks up making this the 8 and this the 9. The 2 looks in meaning that's not the 2. It makes this the 5, which makes this the 2, which means this is not the 2 and this is the 2. These are now the leftover digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, and 6 does sum to 13, so that's cool. Oh, this 3 looks down, making this 5 and this 3. The 5 looks up, taking 5 out of those, so this becomes the 5. This is a 6, 8. This 6 is resolving it, 8 and 6. Now the 8 means that that's not 8. This is a triple in the row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there's a 4 and a 3 looking up there. So that's the 5. This is a 3, 4. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. And that 7 is saying that's not the 7. So this is the 7. This is a 3, 4 pair. Oh, this 8 is looking up, taking 8 out of there. So this is the 8. And this is a 3, 4 pair. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 8 go in here. But this 8 is meaning that's the 5 and that's the 8. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 and 6. And I'm not sure. This 17 kg's got to do some work. Now, if I don't include a 1... If I don't include a 1, I end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. 4, 6, and 7 is actually 17, I think. 4 and 6, yeah, 4, 6, and 7 is 17. So I don't have to include a 1. In fact, but I do have to include a 1 by Sudoku. There is a 1 in here. So the other two digits have to add up to 16. So this is 179. And there's no 1 or 7 there. That's the 9. This is a 1, 7 pair. Except there's a 7, 9 here. So this is the 1. This is the 7. That looks back making this the 6 and this the 1. This 6 takes 6 out of there. This has to be 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, this is 3 or 4. And there's the 3 there. That's the 4. That's the 3. There is no 3 there. 4, 6 looks over, making this 3 and this 4, which makes this 5 and this 3. This box needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This box needs a 6. there will be something somewhere. This column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2 and 8. And that 2 is telling me this is the 8 and this is the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 9. That 4 is telling me that's the 4 and that's the 9. This row now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 need to go in. And okay, let's do these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 9. This 5 makes this the 9 and this the 5. Oh, this 7 has been looking down for ages, making that 9 and that 7. The 7 looks up, making this 6 and this 7. The 6 looks down, making this 4 and this 6. The 4 looks up, making this 3 and this 4. The 3 looks across, making this 4 and this 3. And that is on the inside looking out. And I did that without using a killer calculator or without check pencil marks. Wouldn't want to do that for everything. Now, I did that in 20 minutes. If I used my normal tools, I probably would have done that in about 10 to 12. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to mix things up a little. Very, very cool. That was a very, very fun puzzle, and I really did enjoy it. And this is me. I mean, I got this puzzle before I said I was going to be using pencil marks as a test, and having seen the results and the fact that people seem to let the setters have some feedback and try it on harder puzzles. But it's also a case of, while a lot of people are using it, I still am a firm believer of, you do want to try and solve stuff without the crutches sometimes. Though I have no problem with using it. Like, absolutely, I have no problem. If you're solving one of my puzzles and you want to use check pencil marks and killer cages, go for it. Absolutely. And I do not think you have cheated in any way, shape, or form ever. That was really fun. I enjoyed that one a lot. Thank you, FullDeck and Missing a Few Cards, for all of the puzzles that you have sent in. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the puzzle. I hope you're enjoying the channel content. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing with it all, and how to make it all work. And yeah, as always, good luck with your solving.